Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Sai SATCHARITRA, an insight. Episode 166. My humble prostrations at the lotus feet of our Sadguru Sai. By the divine grace of Sai, an attempt has been made to translate the gist of the divine discourse of Sri Ramanathan brother telecasted in Sai TV. This is purely done to share the glory of Sai and his divine teachings with more insight to the aspirants. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnuhu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurur Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Devotees, we closed the previous episode with the assurance of Sri Sai Maharaj to Megha during his appearance in the vision, instructing him to draw the trident which says, I possess no form or have any dimensions. I can enter anywhere, even if the doors are locked. Nothing can restrict my movement. These declarations carry a subtle meaning. Pujya Sri Narasimha Swamiji has given a beautiful narration on this by citing the verses from Guru Gita. 46th sloka of Guru Gita says, Gukaram cha gunatitam rukaram rupa varjitam gunatitam rupam cha yo datatu sa guru samruta. Commentary. The syllable gu is that which transcends all attributes, and the syllable ru is that which is without form. The guru is said to be the one who bestows the state that is beyond attributes. Pujya Sri Narasimha Swamiji says that Sri Sai Maharaj implied this same purport in his assertion to Megha. Also, another sloka of Guru Gita says, Ugaram cha gunatitam ugaram rupavarjitam. This sloka is also worth comparing as it means Guru is the one who has surpassed all the attributes such as form, shape, etc. and echoes the assertions of Sri Sai Maharaj to Megha. Dear devotees, by the grace of Sri Sai Maharaj, chapter 28 of Sri Sai SATCHARITRA comes to an end, and now we will be listening to the inexplicable Leelas of Sri Sai Maharaj as narrated by Sri Hemat Panji in chapter 29. This chapter has been titled as Narration of Stories of Dreams. It consists of 193 Marathi OVs. There is a significant difference in the style of narration of this chapter. It is the usual practice of Hemat Panji to give the philosophical significance, the purport from the Vedas connected to the Leelas of the chapter, and then continue to pen down the divine sport of Sri Sai Maharaj that he has intended to write in that chapter. But surprisingly, in this chapter, he started narrating the Leelas without giving any such introduction. The main idea of this chapter is to narrate the stories of dreams. It starts with Madras Bhajan Party. A comment is given to describe the grace showered by Sri Sai Maharaj upon this Madras Bhajan Party. It is said that this party was greedy and was only aiming for money. I and Ramanathan brother felt upset whenever we read this Leela, as we both are from Chennai, and it describes that this party was money-minded. In fact, there were many who approached Sri Sai Maharaj for money or other temporal benefits. Then, why such an offending statement had to be expressed about this group was our thoughts. but later got an answer for our pondering when we read another scripture which depicted this same Leela with more facts. Then we concluded that the narration of Hemat Panji is fair and appropriate. We are being transparent in sharing our views here because such thoughts might arise in devotees' mind when they read certain Leelas, which is very common. Though we are aware that it was Sri Sai Maharaj who wrote his divine Charitra, making Hemat Panji as an instrument, but doubts crop up and make us restless until we get more evidence, and that's what happened with us too. Names of devotees involved in this Leela is not mentioned in Sri Sai SATCHARITRA, and as they were residents of Madras and did bhajans, they were identified as Madras Bhajan Party. Here, Ramanathan brother is sharing the complete details of the devotees that were blessed to have Sri Sai Maharaj's darshan. They were Govinda Swami, his wife Adilakshmi Ammal, accompanied by their daughter and sister of Adilakshmi Ammal, comprises of the Madras Bhajan Party. This team is on pilgrimage and perform bhajans at various sacred places. As per Sri Sai Satcharitra, this Leela took place in the year 1916. But at a future date, Govinda Swami wrote a letter to Sai Leela magazine describing this Leela, and he mentioned that they reached Shiradi on 23rd August 1915. Govinda Swami has the practice of writing personal diary every day, and he has registered all these incidences in it. Though this diary was not published as that of Shiradi diary, which was maintained by Kaparde, or Dikshit diary recorded by Kaka Sahib Dikshit, but Govinda Swami's personal recordings in his diary threw light by providing intrinsic details about this Leela. He was residing in Chennai near Paris Corner on the second line beach area and was an ardent devotee of Samartha Ramadas. Govinda Swami was known as Bahu Swami as he considered Ram Bahu, the disciple of Samartha Ramadas, as his guru. Ram Bahu was living in the southern Canara, and he was ever engrossed in spreading the glory of Samartha Ramadas by way of singing bhajans and kirtans. Govinda Swami also followed the footsteps of his guru Ram Bahu and led a very pious life, hence people called him as Bahu Swami. The family was gifted with sweet voices and had a great talent of singing bhajans and kirtans on the Lord. So, wherever they went, they volunteered to sing bhajans, and the listeners would get captivated in their singing. Such was their skill. This party, consisting of 4 members, decided to go on a pilgrimage to various sacred places all over India. Govinda Swami was employed in Madras electric tramways. As they decided to go on a spiritual tour, they planned to collect money for the trip during their journey. Devotees might wonder from where they would collect money during their pilgrimage. It is known that whenever the artists do any performance, be it a temple or for any program, they will be honored with cash rewards. So, the Madras Bhajan Party thought this cash reward would be sufficient for them to continue their tour, hence they didn't carry more money with them. Obviously, wherever they performed bhajans, their mind would always be pondering upon the amount of money that they would be honored with. Hence, it was judged that their devotion towards the god was not to the mark during their pilgrimage. Therefore, they were considered as greedy. Let us heed to an instance which would reinforce this comment about them. Sri Sai Maharaj gave them rupees 2 as dakshana and barfis worth rupees 2 when they went for his darshan. The barfis are Mahaprasadam, the most sacred, as they were received from the divine hands of Sri Sai Maharaj, whereas the Madras Bhajan party sold those for rupees 1 and 12 annas, and this has been recorded by Govinda Swami in his diary. This act seemed to reflect their greedy attitude for an onlooker. Hence, everyone that came to know about this would have passed the comment that the Madras Bhajan party's sole aim of coming to Shirdi was to get money from Sri Sai Maharaj, and they were stingy. In fact, this party came to Shirdi on their way to Kashi. They have heard a lot of instances that portrayed the cash gifts that Sri Sai Maharaj would distribute generously to all the dancers, magicians, ghazal singers and artists that come and perform in his darbar. Hence, they thought being proficient singers can enthrall Sri Sai Maharaj and the darbar with their melodious voice and get lots of money in the form of gifts. It's worth recalling the Dakshina distribution routine or the Paddhati followed by Sri Sai Maharaj in distributing money. Apart from the visitors or artists, Sri Sai Maharaj gave away money generously on daily basis to a few in Shirdi, and let me elucidate it as narrated by Hemat Panji. In the morning, after breakfast, Sri Sai Maharaj would lean on the pillar close to the dhuni and relax. At that moment, a child by named Amani, daughter of a devotee by named Kondaji Sudar, would come to him. We have already listened to the stories of Kondaji Sudar's family. He had 2 siblings and all the 3 are carpenters. They are Gabaji Sudar and Tukaram Sudar. These 3 brothers have done many woodwork in Dwarakamai. Kondaji's wife was Jamali and his daughter is this little girl Amani. It has been a regular practice for Jamali and Amani to come to Dwarakamai every morning. This tiny girl will be soiled with dirt and without even wearing proper clothes, she would come and sit on Sri Sai Maharaj's lap with mucus running out of her nose, and Baba would clean her nose and wipe his hands in his kafni as that of a loving mother. Sri Sai Baba loves children. He would kiss, play and pamper them a lot. Amani would always bring a small piggy bank made of metal and would keep pestering Sri Sai Maharaj thus, Baba Rupya, Baba Rupya. Though Sri Sai Maharaj is the supreme Parabrahman, he behaved as that of a normal human and mixed with the people. The child's only motive was to get money from Sri Sai Maharaj, as her mother Jamali would stand few steps away from the armrest of Sri Sai Maharaj and keep indicating by hand and eye gestures, reminding the little girl to ask money from Sri Sai. The little girl, owing to the pressure given by the mother, would keep opening and closing her piggy bank, constantly repeating, Baba Rupaya, Baba Rupaya, give me quickly. Omniscient Sri Sai Maharaj knew all the drama that was going over there. So he would insert his hand inside the kafni and pick up 1 rupee coin, drop it in the box, then close it and give it to her. The moment Sri Sai Baba dropped the coin in her piggy bank, next second the child would jump out of Sri Sai's lap and run towards her mother. This Leela depicts the greedy attitude of the child which was induced by her mother. Likewise, during noon, when Sri Sai Maharaj goes to Lendibag, again he would give another 1 rupee coin to Amani. Hemant Panji has narrated about this child and adds a remark that the child's behavior can also be neglected as she is innocent and not aware of what she is doing. What to talk about the adults who approach Sri Sai Maharaj with the same intention? It is Jamali, the mother of the child, who was greedy and trained the child to do these selfish acts. While giving this money, Sri Sai Baba would speak violently. In fact, Sri Sai Maharaj has never been offensive, but outwardly the words spoken might sound unkind and arrogant. His statements are comments to annihilate the sins and bad attitudes of the person to whom it is aimed at and not on the person. Devotees could have been observed this in various Leela. If we glimpse through the entire Sri Sai SATCHARITRA, we can come across various instances where Sri Sai Maharaj seems to be screaming at a devotee or to a visitor, but they are not genuine rage on the person. This rage is sometimes addressed even to the sufferings or problems of the person and has always turned to be benedictions to them. Now listen to the interesting accounts of Sri Sai Maharaj to Amani. Am I indebted to your father? You are taking my life by bothering me all the time for money. You useless one that has come to rob from me. These statements are not meant for the child, but refer to the mother Jamali who drives the child to get money from Sri Sai Maharaj. At the end of the day, the child Amani got rupees 2 and the mother Jamali received rupees 6 from Sri Sai Maharaj every day. Then Dada Saheb Kelkar received rupees 5, subsequently Bhagya, that is, the leper devotee Bagoji Shinde, rupees 2, and Sundarabai, rupees 2. This is Sundarabai Shirsagar, who was named as Radhakrishna Mai by Sri Sai Baba. Tatya was given rupees 10 to rupees 15. Fakir Baba, known as Bade Baba, received rupees 15 to rupees 55. Apart from these regular giveaways, Sri Sai also gave to the poor and needy up to rupees 8 from the dakshana collected by him. These cash giveaways became very much known to all the people. Thus, the Madras Bhajan Party also came to understand that money is showered by Sri Sai Maharaj liberally to all those who visit him. Hence, they also came to Shirdi with the aim of getting cash from Sri Sai Baba, says Hemant Panji. So, when this party of members came to Shirdi on 23rd August 1915, they all went for Sri Sai's darshan and performed bhajans in the presence of Sri Sai Maharaj. What did they receive from Sri Sai? And more inexplicable Leelas of our Supreme Lord Sri Sai Baba can be heeded in the coming episode. Bow to Sri Sai. Peace be to all. Om Sai Ram.